Chad Johnson, the wide receiver in the NFL, formerly known as Chad Ochocinco, was on the Shannon Sharpes show, Club Shay Shay, and they're talking about why he isn't married in his 50s.
You married?
No.
Okay. Your views on marriage. What do you think?
I would have loved to have gotten married earlier in my career, but my career was the most important thing. So I was no good. I was a terrible father. I probably was a terrible brother, a terrible son. I definitely was a terrible boyfriend because football was the most important thing.
Right.
I was consumed with that. And I was consumed with that because I wanted to get my grandmother and my family out of the conditions that I grew up in. And I said, if I had kids, I didn't want them to spend 1 hour, let alone a year like I spent. So I focused on that. That was the only thing that mattered.
Right.
And I had a lot of women say they could be okay with being with number 2 to football. But when it came right down to it and they see how devout I was in it, they couldn't be.
Right.
And I said, okay. But now I started to realize as I've gotten older in my life, everything that I've accumulated doesn't mean anything if I don't have anybody to share it with.
He paints an interesting thought of, I didn't want to do these things because I didn't want to be a terrible father. I think he had kids, so I think he's implying that he was a terrible father, or he wasn't at least present, and that football came first in his life. And he had this sacrificial view of it, right? I'm gonna put the personal stuff to the side because football's everything to me so that I can get my grandmother and my family out of the situation that they're in. Very commendable. But the flip side, he put his life on pause for success. He comes around full circle and he admits that I don't really have anyone to share all this success with. Yikes.
And it took me spending time alone to realize that, yes, Shannon, you're great at what you do. You're in the Hall of Fame. You accomplished a lot. But at the end of the day, who do you share it with?
But then this is the problem. How do you find the right person to share it with when it's still going to be what you have on the table?
Right.
Because this is you. Are they dealing with you for you or what you have to offer?
I guess I'm going to have to find somebody that has something. And I tell people, look, I want someone to bring something to the picnic besides your appetite. I don't care if it's fork. I don't care if it's napkins.
Right.
I don't care if it's the mashed potatoes with raisins on top. But bring something to the picnic.
Right.
And so we can work from that.
Right.
I don't care if you have kids. I will graciously accept the kids.
Right.
Your family becomes my family.
Yeah.
Because like I would do for my family, if you come to me and say, hey, my mom and dad are having trouble.
Right.
Okay, your mom and dad ain't got no trouble.
Right.
Once you with me, your family ain't got your mom and dad ain't got no trouble.
This man is sending out the call. He's saying, hey man, I will take a single mom. Let's go. He knows what he's working with in his 50s, right? And he said, I will take care of your entire family. Chad Johnson's question was, how do you know someone's going to marry you for you? And he just doubled down and said, look, man, I'm money. Marry me. I'm money. I'm going to take care of your whole family. He's in a difficult position as a 55-year-old that's massively successful because he already got the bread. This kind of speaks to getting married younger, right? Before you reach a ton of success, it's not always that linear, but before you reach a ton of success, if you're already married, you don't really got to worry about if people are pocket watching you or getting together because of some gold digging stuff, right?
So that's the thing, Chad, over the last couple of years, I've sat down and realized I need to find someone to love me like I love football. I need to find someone that loves me like I love Undisputed. Love me like I love doing what I'm doing here on Club Shay Shay.
I like that.
So,
ladies?
He said, I need to find someone that will love me like I love football. I don't know if it works like that. I've been married for like 3.5 years. So I'm not the expert on this, but from what I know, it's more of a sacrificial love, right? It's a different approach. I don't need someone that loves me the way I love video. That's weird. I need to love somebody more than I love video. At the expense of football, I need to love somebody. At the expense of the things I love, I need to go then love my wife. It's not a one for one. I can't have my cake and eat it too. If you want true love, you have to have some sort of sacrifice. I think when we're able to take a step back and not put our identity in the things that we do. For me, I'm Christian. I put my identity in Jesus, in God, the creator of the universe. So if my camera dies or the grid goes out, apocalypse, the grid goes out. My camera dies. I still got Jesus. Your identity is not in what you do. Because if it is, you're going to be in the rat race. You're going to be chasing things, chasing what you do. You're not going to have any work-life balance. You're not going to understand why it's worth it to sacrifice some career success for a stable marriage early in your life. But when you're 55 and you spent 20 years with somebody at that point, and you're married, you spent 20 married years with somebody at 55, You're going to be a lot happier that you have someone to share the little that you have instead of having too much that you have no one to share it with. That's kind of my take. But he also seems like a super humble guy that's like super aware of his situation. Shannon Sharpe's dope. I like this set. And Chad Ochocinco seems really genuine here. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.